Good morning, good morning. We slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's great to learn all day. Good morning to you. Good morning. I know it's not morning time, but I wanted to give you a little bit of part of my circle time routine with my classroom. In a family child care home, it's really hard to figure out how to run a proper circle time with multi-age group children. And it can become a hectic experience, and it can really put a damper on your day when you can't figure out what you can do to keep your children engaged in the circle time uh, routine. And that's what this post is about today, is how to keep your children of all various ages engaged in your circle time. So I have 3 hardcore rules about my circle time. The number 1 rule is we have singing. I introduce singing because generally this is something that all children like to do, which is why I had a circle time song that I made up. I found that the children actually loved the song Singing in the Rain, and we actually had the book in our class. I will post the link to it below, where you can find the book called Singing in the Rain. It was based off of the movie, and it's just the song and showing various children going through the motions. So they really loved this book, and they really loved the song. We used to listen to it every day. So I decided to revamp it for my classroom, and we used it to sing in the morning. So every time they sit down for circle time, the very first thing we do is we sing our good morning song, good morning, and they all sing with me. And then after that, we immediately get up to do my second hardcore rule, which is dancing. The circle time is not going to be fun, and it's not going to be maintainable if you are not creating some type of movement. Now, if you are able to run your circle time with minimum movement, that is awesome. I would actually like to hear how you run your circle time. But for me and for the children that I've had in my program for the last couple of years, it is not a feasible thing for us to ever have a circle time that does not incorporate movement. So I do this by programming my Alexa to, you just heard her go off, to listen to the command of hello. The minute I say hello, she says, good morning, children, and she says, let's dance, and we start a dance. Right now, the radio is set to the Lori Berkner Band. I would, if you do not have, or you're not allowed to use an Alexa in the classroom, just have something already ready so that the kids do not have to wait. A lot of waiting around during circle time can create chaos and can set the tone for the day. So they'll feel all of the chaos of you not having everything ready to go during circle time if you don't have it already queued up. So I would queue up the song, and we'd get up and we'd have a dance ready. I've made up dances. I have dances for literally every song we listen to during circle time, and it's full on like 2 to 3 minutes of us doing a dance. And then sitting down. One of our favorite ones is actually We Are the Dinosaurs, which is, again, by the Lori Berkner Band. Another one is Casper Beebe Pants, and it's called Stompy the Bear. And Stompy the Bear, I actually threw in, whenever we do the colors, we do the sign for the colors. So it's, whenever he gets to brown, we do the sign for brown. Blue, we do the sign for red. Yellow, and we have dance movements for all of the various things that go through that. After we do dance, we come on to our third part, which is keep it short. So I do not have a long circle time routine because of short attention spans of the various ages that are in my group. So what I usually do is, as soon as we're done with our song, everybody sits down, crisscross applesauce, and then we go right into our jobs. I have a job chart for the children that we set up on Mondays that will probably be our longest circle time, and that's only like a minute added on to our time. We pick out our jobs, we remind everybody what their jobs are, and then they come up and they do their jobs during circle time. For example, I have someone that does calendar, I have someone that does weather. So these two people will lead us in remembering in those two routines, and when they're done with those two routines, we let them know what the game plan of the day is, and then we start. I do have story time during circle time. It's not a hard fast rule for us to have a story during circle time, and most of that is because you have to gauge the room. If you see a lot of movement, you see a lot of kids walking around, you have to do a lot of shh, our friends are speaking, let them speak, then it is probably not a good day to have a story. I'll pause whatever we're doing later on, and I'll add the story in then. Or I will give them a choice for it. So we do have times where story is just not working, and generally the story that I do pick is something that has been read over and over again. It does have a lot of movement, and it has a lot of participation. And this is a big thing with circle time. I guess I have 4 hardcore rules. Who knew? 4 hardcore rules, which is that circle time is about participation. So the calendar person coming up to the classroom and doing the calendar, they're telling the months, the day and the year. And for the day, for help with counting, I have them lead the classroom in 3 exercises where we count for the amount of days we're in school. So today was 7. So they would lead them in stomping 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pat your head 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rub your tummy 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so on. So they would pick 3 exercises and lead the class in counting. It helps them learn how to count. It's a repetition movement, and it gets them up and moving in the classroom. After that, we go through the weather, and the weather is just somebody else going to the window and looking out and telling us what the weather is. This way, the children feel like they have control over various aspects of their classroom and the routine. So they are helping run circle time. This is their circle time. It's for their benefit. It is not my circle time because, we already know this. I am a very loud person, so my circle times tend to be highly energetic and highly loud. So for other people who may not be as loud or as energetic as I am, you know your class the best. If you have children that are just as quiet as you and they do not like highly energetic circle times, making sure that you adjust these for them is a key thing that I would encourage. So instead of doing multiple movement activities during it, you would have maybe like a yoga, and your movements would be lower impact and wouldn't involve so much dancing and movement. You would do a yoga move. So you would have somebody lead the classroom in circle time morning yoga. We actually do yoga in my classroom. We do it while I am prepping lunch, and during the spring and the summertime, we actually do yoga outside under the tree. So now for stories for circle time, I think I touched on this a little bit with my participation. I will leave a list of some of the stories that I do recommend for increasing participation, helping with rhyming, and helping with reading for those that are ready to read, and keeping their interests that I love. Some of the books that I do love are the Pigeon books. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. There we go. That's the name of it. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, or Can Give the Duckling a Cookie. Those are call and response books. They get to answer questions that was given by the pigeon or the duckling and stuff like that, or ask them questions while you're reading. This encourages them to participate in the storytelling and to pay attention so that they can recall what they have, what information you have given them. Don't run your circle time as a time where they have to be completely quiet. That is not going to be fun, and you will actually lose their attention that way. Another thing that I would encourage is if you do have children that are about 1 or 2, they do not need to sit with you during circle time. They will start to come and join you and sit down on the circle in the circle time and participate as time goes on and as they learn the routine. Actually, if you do find that the younger ones walking around kind of distracts the older ones, keeping a busy bag that you have especially for them, or handing out things like egg shakers. As you can see, I keep a bag of egg shakers under my teacher seat. Keep egg shakers with you. The egg shakers will be super helpful. It will help them. It will give them something to have in their hands and shake and move about and everything while you're going through the routine and helping them get help with the classroom. So it's not an exact science, and I turned out I have 4 rules instead of 3. Sorry. But I do think that circle time doesn't have to be a struggle, and it's not something that you want to cut out. I consider circle time to be one of the most important times of the day. It's when you get to gauge where a child is at for the day. You may even learn that new things about a child because they are eager to share with the group during circle time. This is a good way for you to figure out if somebody might be ready for something, a new skill to be taught, because they've shown you that they've actually mastered it during the circle time routine. So if you have any questions, suggestions, please leave a comment. If you like what I had to say, also leave a comment. I will post all my lists and all my things under the video, and please subscribe and share with others. Thank you. See you next time.